Welcome to MMA Dogs. My name is Hector, and this is my dog Dan.
Hey guys.
Tonight we're coming to you live from Las Vegas, the mecca of MMA and the home of the UFC. And the question that I have for you is this. On March 16th at UFC 158, will Nick Diaz be able to submit George St-Pierre using that slick Gracie Jiu-Jitsu?
Or is GSP going to win another 5-round decision as he always does so dominantly?
We'll tackle those questions and more, but first, let's take a look at Nick Diaz's last 2 fights. So, in his most recent fight, he lost a decision to Carlos Condit, and in his fight before that, he won a decision over BJ Penn. Now let's take a look at GSP's last 2 fights. Most recently, he won a decision over Carlos Condit, and his fight before that, he won a decision over Jake Shields. So first, let's talk about Nick Diaz first. Now, I like Nick Diaz because I feel that he brings a sense of a personality and a sense of a rebel to the UFC, where so many fighters are just kind of easygoing, just kind of go with the flow, and you need people like Nick Diaz to kind of stir it up a little bit and have a little bit of fun, and at the same time, it's not an act so much. Like, for example, we all know that Chael Sonnen is a level-headed guy. He's not really as crazy as he acts, but it's entertaining. But with Nick Diaz, that's just the way he is. He's not acting. So I can appreciate that. I appreciate he trains with his brother, and he's all about the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. He's just a fun fighter to watch, and anytime there's an interview with him, I like to watch it. It's just a cool guy, and he's got fighting skills, man. He's been around for a long time, and he's got knockouts, he's got submissions, he's got that cardio. He competes in triathlon, so he's a good athlete, a really good athlete, a great athlete, and it'll be really interesting to see if he can finish GSP or perhaps win a decision. But I think his best shot is to win via stoppage, via submission, or via perhaps some kind of a knockout like the one Matt Serra had over GSP. But taking a look at everything and analyzing everything, and just based off of their history and what they've shown us, GSP, man, GSP is just on another level, in my opinion. Here's a guy who much like Diaz, dedicates so much of his time and so much of his energy and so much of his effort towards training. He's just so focused on it. An individual so focused on it. Kind of like, it reminds me of when I watched the movie Pumping Iron. Arnold Schwarzenegger, a guy who came from nothing and just puts all his energy, all his effort into something and becomes the best in the world. And that's what I see in GSP. Somebody who just puts all his energy, all his effort into something. Game plans with Firas Zahabi in that great camp they've got going on. He's worked with Greg Jackson in that great camp at Albuquerque. He just works with the best guys. The best guys.
Yeah, he does.
You can count on his game plan. Always coming with a sound game plan, and that's why I put my confidence and my vote on GSP in this particular fight. I feel so confident. In this one that I'm going to give it 5 stars. George St-Pierre. It's no surprise here. Might get a little giggle out of people, but it's going to be via decision. Now, as far as the betting strategy goes, the betting lines, with it being minus 450, the line right now, as of today, is minus 450. And what I would recommend here is, I would say put him in a 2-leg parlay. Now, the parlay that I like right now is GSP and Johnny Hendricks. A 2-leg parlay, nothing too crazy, nothing where it's 3, 4, 5, 6 fighters in a parlay. 2 fighters in a parlay, Johnny Hendricks, GSP. That's what I like. Let's hear what my dog has to say about this one.
Yeah, dog. Both these fighters have their own strengths. Nick Diaz, he comes forward a lot. GSP, he takes guys down and just beats them up so dominantly. And, Nick Diaz, I just feel like Yeah, he beat BJ Penn, beat Paul Daly, lost to Carlos Condit. And, GSP coming off that layoff after beating Jake Shields and almost losing to Carlos Condit. And I believe in both those fights, he had some kind of vision problem with at least one of his eyes. The Jake Shields one, I remember after the second round, he was talking about how he couldn't see out of one of his eyes. And in the Carlos Condit one, when Carlos Condit dropped him with a head kick, I specifically remember him saying after that fight that he didn't even see that. He couldn't see out of that eye. He couldn't even see that foot coming, and that almost finished him. But with Nick Diaz, he almost got knocked out by Paul Daly. He lost the first round to BJ Penn, and he lost to Carlos Condit too. And it's just like I have to go with GSP on this one. I really want to believe that GSP is going to show up and finish the fight, but I'm going to say decision as well, just like my dog. 5 stars. I don't like the betting odds for straight bet, so I'm going to say parlay worthy on this one. But it's definitely a 5-star pick in my book, and as well as my dog. And I just think that GSP is going to go out there and win a dominant decision. We're going to see like 3 10-8 rounds or something, and Nick Diaz is just gonna have to hold on and survive.
Yeah, I mean one thing I can add to that, dog, is that the near knockout that GSP had. I'm glad you brought that up because he showed a lot of heart and a lot of determination in that fight, because he could have easily given up there. When he got kicked like that, he could have said, you know what, this fight's done. But he continued to fight. He just worked right through it, and I think a lot of people doubted GSP when it comes to getting knocked out and can he get hit and does he like to get hit. I don't think there's anybody out there who likes to get hit. So it's just one of those things to me where he showed this good heart, and let's not forget, it's right in his backyard in Canada, and thank you for all our Canadian viewers that we have. I know we have a good amount, so right there in his backyard. So for me, like I said, it's just a no-brainer. I really don't see this being a shake-up here at all. What do you think, Doug?
Yeah, totally agree with you.
GSP all the way.
5 stars.
5 stars. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Don't forget to subscribe, please.